Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town. I'm Luke Gregory and here's what's coming up today. It was a brilliant game on Friday night under the lights at Kenilworth Road. It ends in a 1-1 draw with table-topping Sheffield United. It could have been all three. The chances were there to make it all three, but we had to settle for a point, and it was a brilliant game live on Sky in front of the whole country. Today we'll be looking at the game in a little bit more detail and discussing the fixtures ahead with Cardiff City on Tuesday night and Wigan on Saturday. Tonight I'm joined by Dave and Batara. Evening, lads. How are we?
Hooray.
Good evening.
Nice to have you back, Batara.
Thank you, mate. It's great to be back, to be fair.
Friday night under the lights at Kenilworth Road was a good one. It was brilliant atmosphere and a good game.
Yeah,
Great game.
It was a brilliant game, actually. Refreshing to watch, wasn't it? And the atmosphere inside the stadium, as usual, it was amazing. Yeah, good day. And I think it was really unlucky. I really think it was unlucky. I think we could have, like you said earlier, we should have won.
Yeah,
fair result?
Definitely.
Fair result? Yeah, no.
No?
No, I don't think so. I think we created more. I think
I agree with you, Dave.
We dominated more. And I think we can be disappointed that we only drew 1-1. But let's not take it away from the team that we were playing, because they were, they are top of the league, and I think we matched them and went beyond them in several areas on the pitch. So yeah, I'm really pleased.
I felt we were more dangerous.
Yeah.
With the, I think it was less percentage of possession.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but it feels like we did more with the ball even when we didn't have it, to be fair. They were going nowhere. We stole the ball. It was one of them games. I mean, especially first half, I think we were phenomenal, to be fair. I know people text me after saying, "Oh, you were great in the first half. Maybe should have won it. Could have, would have, should have, one of them ones." But
Yeah.
It is what it is. We'll take it. We'll move on. And we'll discuss their goal as well when we get into it.
These games where you kind of are on top in the first half, you just know the opposition team will come out and start fast in that second half. And I think it's just about weathering that storm, isn't it? And we just couldn't do it in that 10, 15-minute spell just after half-time.
It is that, because when they go in, their manager's going to give them a rocket, aren't they? And that's his job to do that and get them motivated for coming back out. You always know, and it happened at Burnley, you always know they're going to come out and they'll be a slightly different team in the second half. So
That'll be quite mate, you mentioned Burnley, though. They scored in like 51. I think Sheffield United scored 55 or something. But it is that spell after half-time where if we can get past that in the next few games, if we can go 1-0 up, then maybe then we can start pushing on and getting another goal.
But at the same time, like you say, it's one of those ones where the opposition they score after half time, whatever else, and could we weather the storm. But if like Nathan Jones said, and I believe this as well, and it's true, it is very true.
Yep.
If they hadn't scored that goal, and the lino had done his job, along with the referee maybe as well.
Yeah.
Then we have done our job, and we've then held out and got a 1-0 win potentially. I'm not saying it would have happened because circumstances change in certain areas, but look, it's not like
we'll get into that in a bit. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. All about weathering the storm. Let's go back to weathering the storm in a little while. But yeah, weathering that storm could have been a whole different outlook.
3-word reviews of Luton Town 1, Sheffield United 1. These are coming off straight off Twitter because producer Jacob's on holiday in Croatia, so he's having a week off, isn't he?
Boo.
Yeah. Enjoy your time, Jacob. You deserve it, mate.
No, you don't.
Barry Hatter says that was awesome. George says great football match. Neil on another day. Terry says very committed team. Phil says a decent point. Michael says ref was shocking. George says definitely guessing there. Callum says hard fought point. And Ian says absolutely massive performance. It was a bit more like us again, weren't it? And I feel like that was a similar performance to the Swansea one, where in the last couple of games, it has felt like we're kind of back to how we should be and how we expect us to be.
Definitely getting there, whoever said that. So, yeah. It's just all about getting back to how we know that how Luton play. And it's one of those ones where, all right, you're not always going to get the rub of the green. You're not always going to play well. And I'd love to know what Nathan Jones had changed at the beginning of the season to whereas we are now, because he said that we're going to go back to the basics, to what we know, and to the team that we know we can be. I'm pretty sure after, I think, the Bristol City game, wasn't it? And since then, it's looked good. I mean, against Swansea, yeah, we didn't have much possession, but possession means nothing, to be fair. It's all about grinding out the result and getting the result. And I think last season, the majority of our wins they weren't like blow-away performances. They were just professional performances. And I think we're going back to that now.
Taking your chances. You must take your chances. We created a few, and we only took one. But I think go in at 2-0, then it's much easier to weather that storm, really.
And we've seen that how good Luton are off the ball. I think analysts I work with have said from their knowledge of the Championship that Luton are the best in the league off the ball. And I think there's a stat that says we've won like 18 out of like 26 games where we've had less than 50% possession or something. So we clearly don't mind opposition having the ball. And I do kind of felt like on Friday night, it was like, let Sheffield United have the ball, that's fine. But when we get it, we're going to be on them second balls. We're going to try and counter quickly. And it was a nice style of play that worked, actually.
Isn't that more exciting, though, sometimes, to have less of the ball? But when you have less of the ball, to do more with it than the opposition. So the opposition, like, for example, against Swansea, 75% possession to our 25%, or according to Jacob, 29%. But sorry, mate. But look, it's just one of those ones where I don't really mind how much of the ball we have. It's what we do with the ball. It's what matters. It literally is that, isn't it, David?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you have.
No, but when you look back at the stats, it was literally fairly even, apart from possession.
Well, against Sheffield, sorry,
Sheffield United, and they had a little bit more possession than we did, but we had the same number of shots, things like that.
But we were more on it, I feel.
I felt that we were the better team on the day, and I think Sheffield United would be quite delighted they got away with the point. It just shows that we still got it. And for me, that's more important. And let's build from this, and let's move on, and let's make sure that we win our next game.
Well, we went 1-0 up after 10 minutes. A brilliant header from Carlton Morris. Brilliant work from Amari Bell down the left-hand side. Amber was with me at the game Friday. And when Amari Bell got that ball out on the left-hand side, I just went and said to her, he's got so much space to put this in. And he did it perfectly. Used the space to his advantage. Brilliant ball in.
Great ball in.
Brilliant header from Carlton Morris. And it was announced in the post-match that he was our record signing, which when we spoke about us spending 2 million, we had the amount of comments going, rubbish, we ain't going to spend 2 million. It seems like we have done.
It might have been 1.36 million though.
It might have been, mate. It might have been. But either way, he's proving at this moment in time from them last 2 games, he's worth every penny, isn't he? Because he looks different class.
I love the way that he got up to head that ball in, and it directed it in the right place. It was a proper striker's goal. Loved every second of it, and no more than we deserved in that first 10 minutes.
And it's also nice as well. I'm not taking nothing away from the goal, but it's also nice to take advantage of some real shite defending as well. Because let's face it was real poor.
How did Bell get that much space? Because he had all the time in the world to put that ball in. They'll be disappointed when looking at that back.
I'll be honest, if that was us, right, defending like Sheffield United, sorry, he called Wednesday then. Sheffield United, nearly. No, nearly. I still said it. I don't know why. Never mind, just rub it in a little bit. But if that was Luton conceding the goal like that, I'd be fuming.
Yeah.
But do you know what though? He's picked the pass, he's picked the ball in, and Carlton Morris hasn't had to really do much apart from get a great connection on it, which is quite a bit, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
That's about what I was just about to say. It doesn't matter how much time he had to make the ball in. The ball in was brilliant.
Yeah.
But he still had to be finished.
The finish is always hard as well.
With a lot of start. A lot to start. It was great. And what a way to start on the Friday night there. Fantastic.
Carlton Morris has definitely, I feel, grown already since, like you said, at the start of the season, where maybe it wasn't going for him so much. But now it's kind of like he's getting more on the ball and he's getting in them positions where he's running at defenders. And when he's running at defenders, he's got a few step overs in his locker. You know, he's
a bit of trickery, like
Exactly.
you said, we've missed certain years.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's
No,
nice to have that though
100%.
now, isn't it? And
I
have
know
that
this 'cause
pace and
I did
power.
listen to the podcast during the week. That's why I'm quoting certain things that you've always said. But,
Trickery, yeah.
But yeah, no, look, it's like you said the other day that, you know, we were missing like maybe that step over, that little turn of pace or a little skill, little trick move that we haven't had. And yeah, Carlton Morris does provide that, I feel. But I mean, at the same time, I feel like beginning of the season, we can't really judge him because he didn't play. He really didn't play. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he started against Newport, did he?
I can't remember.
But either way, I mean, that's irrelevant. But to be fair, I think he came off the bench against Burnley. Birmingham, I can't remember. I'm
Bad memory, mate.
not even going there.
But last season it took Alan
But I
Campbell a few
feel-
games to get really going, didn't it? And maybe after 10 games of Alan Campbell, we were like, he's not really done much. And then he's really, in the second half of the season, come on, and now he's unreal. But
at the same time, I mean, Carlton Morris, I'm sorry, from my point of view, I said to you the other week, and I think I had a disagreement, I think maybe with someone, I can't remember who it was, but for me, Carlton Morris was the best player, or one of the better players against Newport. Actually put himself back a little bit. All right, didn't get much success, but I think that was due to the formation, the way he played, and whatever, blah, 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 whatever. But
It also,
I feel like Carlton Morris has put no foot wrong when
No,
he's
but
played
it
all
also-
season.
but-
It's not even a slot for me. Sorry, hang on 2 seconds, Dave.
That's all right,
I'm not
mate.
being rude. Sorry, I'm
no,
being rude.
you're not being rude.
But what I'm saying is, for me, it's I don't think Carlton Morris has done anything wrong. He's just scored a couple of goals, and that's what's added to his game. Like he's been doing what he's been doing the whole time that he's been on the pitch. I'm sorry, he has.
But your striker can only be as good as the service he gets, right?
Yeah,
and
of
if
course.
the service hasn't been there for him, he doesn't.
you say
score.
that, but I feel like Cole Morris is the type of player that maybe doesn't always need service and can create something out of nothing. And that's why I like
but-
him with his trickery. And
Okay, but then
I feel he could pick the ball up from deep and make his own chance.
Right,
I feel like
I'm not disagreeing with that. But if you look at his last two goals, at Swansea and against Sheffield United, both of them were brilliant passes to him. Both
Yeah.
of them. So, and he's taken those chances because they were excellent opportunities. And so you can only be as good as the team sometimes. And so he just needs a run. He needs a run and a bit of luck. And same with Adebayo, really. He needs, score a goal, and his confidence will come back too. But
Adebayo had a few chances on Friday night, a few headers that, I thought he did well to get with and get a connection with. He really just, I feel, needs a goal, doesn't he? Just to boost his
massively.
confidence.
totally needs a goal. Absolutely, totally needs a goal. And then his confidence comes back, and maybe he'll get 5-6 in a row,
But as we say every time on the podcast, we know what we're getting with Adebayo.
Yep.
And I feel like anyone that's looking at Adebayo's performances and going, we should drop him because he's not on it right now.
I'll tell you what.
You can't.
Nathan Jones is not going to drop him after that post-match interview either. When they asked Nathan Jones about Carlton Morris, he replied with, "I'm happy with my strikers. My strikers caused them problems all night." It wasn't just a Carlton Morris thing. It was a Carlton Morris and an Adebayo thing.
On another day, he'd have been
it
more
really
lucky,
was.
wouldn't he? On another day, Adebayo would have scored.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, there was one chance maybe he could have scored. It should have probably scored, but the one we got his foot to it, put it over the bar. But look, if you're not creating them opportunities, you're worried. But we're creating those opportunities for him. So look, I mean,
Sounds like you were talking about XG there, mate.
That's not. Can we not do that one? Let's not do that.
Camera.
Hey, listen, but it wasn't just one player in the team on Friday, was it? It was the whole team performed brilliantly. I mean, you can't pick out one player and go, they were terrible.
No, but you can pick out one player and say they were brilliant. That was Carlton Morris.
And Bree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I mean, a lot of them were very, very good.
Yeah.
But for me, if Carlton Morris hadn't even scored, he'd have got man of the match for me. I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why Luke Freeman got it for us. I can get that, but for me, it was Carlton Morris all day. It was. But look, there were so many good players.
They did play as a team, didn't they? They played as a proper Luton Town team. The midfield was unbelievable. The striker took his chances. We created some, and the defence was really strong.
And also, why did Ollie McBurnie get man of the match on Sky Sports?
No idea, mate. Didn't see.
So that's what I heard the other day, and if that's true, that is an absolute con. If McBurnie got man of the match on
Let's talk
Sky,
about
shocking, mate. That is terrible. Seriously.
Let's talk about the goal. It came after a spell of pressure after half time from Sheffield United. They were always going to come out. They were always going to be going at us from the off go in the second half. And I don't know, we just couldn't cope with it. But like Nathan Jones said in his post-match, and he got a lot of stick on Twitter for saying this, and everyone, he's like, oh, cry, dry your eyes, mate. He's always crying, he's always moaning, but when you look at it back, he has every right to be annoyed at that goal.
100%.
Because it's come from, the corner they've got has come from the moment where, is it Sanderberg is 2 yards offside and he goes
he was so offside. Do you know what? He was nearly in my back garden the other night, because that's what I heard from my grandma anyway. But honestly, it was terrible. 2 yards offside. Easily. I mean, how the hell can you... Seriously, I'm trying to keep it clean here.
Well,
the ball was headed back...
It's an easy one to spot as well for Villano. I don't know how he's got it wrong, because it is an easy decision to make.
Because a lot of the time, the linos can't keep up with the play. That's the issue.
Literally. And realistically, if you can't keep up with that, you have no chance, because...
And then we're going to be talking about VAR in a minute, aren't we? But that's the point, isn't it? Those decisions are really easy to make.
Do you also feel... Because Nathan Jones feels he's gone up and fouled our goalie, Ethan. And you kind of think maybe... In this situation, I'm never going to say I want us to dive or play act or anything, but if the keeper goes down and maybe clutches his head a little bit there, does he give a free kick?
I think they would just wait
Possibly
it through.
in the Premier League, yeah.
Well, no, actually, I don't even think that these days, but...
That's just it, mate.
It's disappointing. It's disappointing because they scored, and they scored from an area where we believe we should have had an advantage in a free kick. But,
It's the free kick for the offside. It should have been offside. I mean... It is so clear, man. Honestly, it's so clear.
It is so clear.
It's obvious, mate. Like Sanderberg, I'm not being funny. He's not exactly a small geezer, is he? Like, he's not exactly 4 foot nothing. He's like 6'4" for Christ's sakes. And you can see him. It winds me up talking about it.
Sometimes though, when you watch a game and you're in the venue live and you're watching the lino, and you can always see he's he's a few paces behind. He's never on line with the line where he should be, because the game moves so fast. So technology helps there, but none of us really want that, do we? None of us really want that. But
I really want
that. But that's the point.
Loves it.
The thing is with VAR, in an instance like this, I don't think there's anything they could have done because it results in a corner.
Goes out of play, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a new phase of play. Therefore, the goal would have stood anyway.
So therefore, VAR's rubbish. Cheers, mate.
It's flawed. That's flawed in that sense. But
totally flawed.
I do still want VAR in the Championship. I feel like it is about time. Just bring it in.
So while we're talking about VAR over this incident, we don't need to talk about it.
No, we're not. We're just saying. That's what I'm saying. It's irrelevant because VAR wouldn't have made a difference on Friday night.
I just think, like Nathan Jones said, like I agree with him, beyond, like 100% on this. Why have they turned up that night? Why have they turned up to do a job if they can't do it properly? Dave, come on, man. Like,
it's a hard, in defence of the referees of the game, it's a very hard job to do. They're only human. It's a hard job to do. They make mistakes, and
it's
that's
not a hard job to do. That's an easy call to make. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying it isn't.
From the angle he's got, I'm sorry. You should not.
These are well-paid professional officials. They are at the second most famous, richest league or ever.
Have you ever made a mistake in your own jobs, boys?
Yeah, but come
on.
There
you go. End of story. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. What we just said is they can't keep up with play, and that's.
No, but it's not. If he can't keep up with play, then it's
a mistake.
No, not having it, Dave. I'm sorry.
If you can't keep up with play, you need to lose some weight and go on the treadmill a bit more. Because realistically,
you shouldn't be making excuses for him.
I'm not making excuses for him, but I'm just saying that sometimes.
And if he's saying he can't keep up with play, then that's even more reason as he.
But we've already agreed technology wouldn't help us in that instance.
Keeping up with play, wasn't the ball really in that part of the area for about 5 seconds?
Yeah, but how many times have we seen this happen? We've seen it a lot of times as an individual standing in one position where we stand in where we are in the enclosure. It's clear to see. And you look across and the linesman's 3 yards the wrong way. He's not in line. He's not going to see it.
You're saying the linesman wasn't in line?
I'm saying the linesman is not keeping up with play.
We'll have to watch that back and see if you're right.
Not even in that instance. In any instance, they cannot keep up. The game moves so fast, they cannot keep up. They literally can't.
I'll be honest, the only excuse I can give to him is, not you, Dave, I'm in the lino, because I can give you many excuses.
Tell you something, Bataro, any Sheffield United fan watching this right now would be sitting there going, look at them lot moaning about offside, right?
So but they can think that, but I couldn't care less what they think, to be fair, because at the same time, that's their opinion, my opinion. But
take it back, we were unlucky to concede.
Yes, no, we were. But look, I understand things happen, but come on, man, like you can clearly see that Sander Berger is, like Nathan Jones says, 2 yards. I'm pretty sure it might be even more than 2 yards offside. It was that much more.
Well, anyway,
but no, seriously, look, he might have come here slightly behind and then come into play a little bit. But clearly the lino is not looking at it. He's not looking at Sander Berger. He's looking over here somewhere.
Okay.
Get out.
The corner comes short or cleared. I can't even remember. The ball's whipped back into the far post. McBurnie's there and to drill it past the keeper into the corner. And
there's no way the keeper could have stopped that.
No, it was, to be fair, it was a good finish. But again, he's got a lot of space at that back post, which I guess we'll look back at and question. But anyway, we spoke about that for way too long. Moving on for the rest of the game.
No, we haven't.
We had a few chances. I think Adebayo had a header near the end. Jerome had that shot where he ran through left foot and the keeper tips it over the bar. It wasn't like we had any clear-cut chances. We had these like half chances that we could have scored. And you do maybe look at the game and go, we could have got all three, but would settle for a point.
And look, before the game, you'd have settled for a point. During the game, you'd think we deserved 3.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I mean, think about our goalkeeper. How many crucial saves did he have to make during that game? Our defence was immense.
Yeah, and I think after Sheffield United's goal, they didn't really... They had a few long-distance shots. I think Brewster had one. And
all into his arms.
Yeah.
You know, so we weren't that much troubled after that. So we had a really good game. So I reckon Sheffield United would reasonably say they sort of smashed it and grabbed a point.
And I think I read Sheffield United fans on Twitter, to be fair, saying we were rubbish that game and we got a point, so you can't complain.
Yeah. To be fair, when I was walking outside the stadium after the game, all I heard was about a group of maybe 8-10 Sheffield United fans. They were sitting there going, we weren't even good tonight. It's probably the worst we played all season, and we've gained the point. I'll take that because Luton were much better than us.
Well, that's the point, though. The worst they've played all season, but actually, is that because we were really good? Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
100%, yeah.
100%. I think we deserved more. I'm pleased that we didn't lose, but we deserved more.
We asked you, what did you make of our performance on Friday night? Matt says, superb. If we can play with the passion and the intensity of the first half for a decent period of each game and have Adebayo back on target, we should be targeting the playoffs.
Great.
That's a good point. Sol Miller.
He says 6 points off top.
Pardon?
Only 6 points off top.
Well, exactly, mate. Sol Miller says, positive performance. Really should make use of the 5 subs, though. Fred and Berry back will make us even stronger. It was good to see Fred Onyedinma back on the bench, weren't it? Because if he can get to a stage where he can be making an impact on the game and back to, I think, like pre-season last season when him and Adebayo like linked up for that Portsmouth goal. And I kind of think if we can get him back firing,
something
going to be strong.
A bit of pace, bit of power down the wing.
Faithful Hatter says, thought we played very well, just need to improve on our finishing, which seems to be our Achilles heel again. Yeah,
well, we've touched on that. And as soon as Adebayo scores, floodgates open for everyone. That's what I feel.
Ian says, play like that every week, we'll win more than we lose.
True, and that's all we need to do.
Leicester says, 2 really good teams who will be challenging at the top of the table at the end of the season. Says what it says? Look, it's been a long weekend.
I don't know, mate. You're reading now.
Come on, we can't see it.
I'll try again. 2 really good teams who will be challenging at the top at the end of the season.
Of the season. Yeah, 2 teams will be challenging at the top of the table in the season. Is that what it says?
Well, if you remember if you remember in our Sheffield United preview podcast when we spoke to John, he basically said anybody who finishes above Sheffield United will win the league. So they are that confident they're going to go up this season, and I agree.
There's another bit of comment to that from Leicester. He said that performance beats 80% of the rest. Need a few clean sheets and we'll be laughing.
True, but don't doubt that our defence is stronger now. In fact, really, it's not been bad all season, has it? Really, let's be fair.
Justin Palmer says a bit more composure in front of goal and we would have won comfortably.
Again, I can't disagree with that. I think, imagine we get a second in the first half. I think the game's totally different. Totally different. Sheffield United have to chase the game. We'll create more opportunities. That's how I felt about it. I'm disappointed we come away with just the 1.
Yeah.
But I'm pleased we didn't lose.
Yeah, and take a point and move on to the midweek game away at Cardiff City, back to Wales, another long away trip. we beat Cardiff last season away from home, but they have been a bit of a bogey team before then. So it's going to be another tough game, isn't it?
Hopefully not. It'd be nice if it wasn't a tough
Well,
game.
it would be nice if it wasn't a tough game, wouldn't it? But
They're always tough games up there, aren't they? They're always tough games up there. But there's no reason we can't go and perform like we did when we played Swansea.
Yeah, I'm just going to say no, and we're going to win 5-0. So it's not going to be a tough game. We're going to win 5-0. We're hitting form.
Unfortunately, going to be working, so I won't be able to watch it. But I think if we go there, play a bit like we did against Swansea and a bit like Sheffield United, that hopefully get a positive result. All I'm hoping we don't do is just go there and have another Bristol City. Like I feel like we do need to carry on building on what we've got.
I think the momentum is in. I think we've got some momentum now.
Will you take a draw?
I'll take not losing. Definitely. You know, don't
You're
lose.
saying
Listen.
Not this time.
Don't lose your away games. Start winning your home games, and then we'll be thereabouts. So, the first thing is don't lose, but take your chances. We can win.
I think we need to replicate what happened last season. I think we got a win against Cardiff last season away from home, so I'm feeling another away win.
Oh, I'm not saying we can't win. I'm not saying we can't win, Batara. I'm just saying.
No, Dave, I know, but
the first part of it is make sure your defence is solid, don't concede, and then go and do it. If we come away with a point, we'll be pleased. If we come away with all three, we'll be ecstatic.
I mean, being realistic, I mean, I had a few beers today, so I'm just being
drunk.
my usual dickish self. But no, I'm not even drunk. I'm not drunk, Dave. I'm nowhere near drunk. I've had about 5. Well, actually, I might be drunk, but
Hey.
no. But what I'm saying is, I just feel like.
What are you saying?
Well,
He doesn't know.
you don't know what you're saying.
No, replicating last season. So why? I always go by.
You
this
always
thing.
say this replicating last season.
I do.
Though,
I always go by it. Right. Sheffield United last year was a draw. Right. Birmingham we lost. We gained a point there. Preston we won. We also lost 3 points there. So it's almost like gaining the points. I think we're like 2 points worse off at the moment. Currently, potentially.
But you're never
really
going to replicate last season.
But look, we need to start. It doesn't matter what order it's in, but. We got a win against Cardiff last season. Let's try and get another win. Let's just try and get another win. And if we get another win, it's like, we're looking good now. Like, I don't want another draw or another loss. Just get a win.
Batara, there's not one Luton fan that doesn't want Luton to win at Cardiff.
Just get a win.
Yeah, but there's not one Luton fan that doesn't want to win at Cardiff. What we're saying is,
I know what you're saying, Dave.
it's not going to be easy because
Of course it isn't.
Cardiff need the points as much as we do. But if we can keep a clean sheet, or if we can keep it, calm for the first 20 minutes and then we get a goal, then I think we can go on and win the game.
Do you think 2 wins from our next 2 games sends out a real statement that actually Luton Town are in this league to compete at the top end again?
I think it puts us where we probably think we should be at,
Yeah.
Because when you look at the table now, it doesn't matter. The table at this moment in time doesn't matter. It's too early because, 3 points catapults you up 5 or 6 places, or no points puts you down.
Yeah.
But this time before the league shuts down, then you'll be thinking, oh my God, we need to make sure we get the points.
Sorry, were you looking at him when he said league shuts down going, what the hell does that mean?
No, so I was
World Cup.
Okay.
But come on.
Well, I had no
November,
idea
isn't it?
what you meant by when the league shuts down.
Well,
But
it shuts down for the World Cup, doesn't it? So before
it's just an odd way of saying the league is stopping for the World Cup.
To be fair, though, he's put it in a way there that...
it does
he's
shut
got us
down.
confused there.
It does shut
fair
down.
play, yeah,
It shut down for the World Cup. And the problem we have this season is we don't know how that's going to affect. So before the World Cup starts, we
It
want
goes
to
to
be
administration.
we want to be in a respectable position in that division because you don't know how the restart's going to help or not help you. That's what I'm saying. So get 3 points on Tuesday against
It'd be
Cardiff.
brilliant just to go there, like I said a minute ago, just go there, make a real statement. If we went there 1-2-0 and then beat Wigan 3-0 on Saturday and just kind of made a statement of like, look, yeah, we've had a poor start to the season, but now we're back and we're firing. And
the most important
that'd be great, wouldn't it?
But the most important thing is to get a run together that we go in super confident when we go up the M1 because that is important to us.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my
Would
mood
you say
for that
up or
game...
down the M1? Sorry, Dave.
It's up to London, mate.
Is it up to London?
It's the up line, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, just an old thing. It's an old person's thing.
So I just thought it was going down south. So I thought south was always...
I was just
You go down south, but if you get the train, you always go up to London and it's the up line. You look it up, mate.
Well,
I don't get
I was going to say that week, building up to that game, I know we've got Norwich midweek before that. I say rest the whole squad at Norwich. Send our youngsters to Norwich.
No, don't do that.
Write Norwich
no,
off.
No.
Everyone be fresh
Don't
for
write
Watford on
Norwich-
Sunday.
no.
Who are you?
Don't write Norwich off because I want to go to that game.
All right, if someone said to you, right, Norwich off, you guarantee the win against Watford, do you do it?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
But to be fair, we win both. I like to be greedy, so
Yeah. They both play in yellow, for Christ's sake, so let's beat them both.
I feel if we're going into that Watford game on the back of 2 defeats, I'm going to be very nervous. But anyway, we've still got ages before that. We've still got ages before that.
Don't say things like that, please.
But that's the point of what we're talking about is momentum. The momentum from playing Sheffield United, beating Swansea. Hopefully we get an extra boost from beating Cardiff or not losing at Cardiff. And then hopefully the next home game is the first home game that we win.
How many points do we need from our next 2? Do you take 3 from our next 2? Do you take 1 win from our next 2?
4.
You want at least 4?
I don't want to lose.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose.
Yeah, I'm with Dave. 4. At least 4.
Don't
We need a home win. More importantly, we need a home win.
Yeah, we need to get
whether it comes against Wigan, we don't know. Obviously, clearly, we don't know. Doesn't take a genius for that one now, does it? But
How many
Jesus Christ, I'm good at this. I'm so good at it. I can
How
say
many
the right
beers
things.
have you had?
Dave, to be fair, I could get a job match of the day saying this kind of crap because let's face it, they say the sort of things I'm saying right now. But look, we do need a home win, and I'd like us to win at home. Everyone would love us to win at home.
Yeah.
But if the win was going to come anywhere, at Cardiff away or at home, we'd rather the home win, surely.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we've already said, don't lose away.
Yeah.
Don't lose away, win your home games.
But how many have I had? I don't know that question. The answer to that question, sorry.
Well, it's going to be a good game on Tuesday night. I'm fully expecting Adebayo and Morris to carry on causing havoc up front. Hoping for a couple of Morris goals as well. That'd be great. And yeah, safe travels if you're going up to Cardiff because...
Was that one of them I saw there?
Tuesday night.
Was it one of them ones?
Crossing your fingers.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
For 2 Morris goals. But just...
Your finger's a bit weird.
What is wrong with you today?
I tell you now, it's something.
But yeah, safe travels up to Cardiff if you're going. It's a long way to go on a Tuesday night.
It is, but hopefully it's going to be worth it.
Are we going?
I've got to go Crystal Palace. But
Dave?
We'll be watching it, won't we?
We're not going to it now.
I'll talk to you about it later. At the moment,
We're probably
actually,
not going to go.
You're not
are we?
gonna go,
Nah,
no.
it's a bit too short. Oh, I'll go back to work on Tuesday. Sorry.
what were you going to say, Dave?
I just want to say something really stupid because Dwayne's on holiday at the moment and he's currently sitting in Cafe Antiche.
Right.
That's it.
Is that a story?
Well, yeah, because if you two don't know who he is, then
No, I know who he is.
What, Ruddy Antiche?
Yeah, look, he's just sent you this picture. Go on.
That's not actually his cafe, though, is it?
He's dead, mate.
Well, but it doesn't mean he's kind of a cafe still, Dave.
What a brilliant end to the podcast, everyone. Make sure you're joining us on Thursday for our preview show where we
Cafe
look
Foresight's
ahead,
around the corner, sorry.
where we look ahead to Luton v Wigan on Saturday. If you're going to Cardiff, safe travels. Hope you can cheer us on to bring back the 3 points. It's been a bit of a mess to the end of the podcast today, but yeah.
Your fault.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Good night.